Well, hello, all you fantastic people. Today we're playing Mario Kart 8 Deluxe on the Nintendo Switch. Mario Kart 8 was originally released on the Nintendo Wii U. I imagine a lot of Wii U owners are probably a little ticked off that this is being re-released, especially if they got a Switch. And who are we kidding? They probably got a Switch because if you got a Wii U, you're probably pretty loyal to Nintendo. I don't even know anybody offhand that got a Wii U. But this is one of the games that I would have wanted to play, as well as Bayonetta 2, which was the video I made before this. They did actually get Zelda, which was nice last hurrah. I mean, you know what? I haven't played, and I'll probably do a video of that too. Although it's a big ass game. Big ass games are hard to do videos of, at least for me. But Zelda hasn't won me over yet. I'm a fan of the old school Zeldas. This is gonna be crazy to admit to, but my favorite Zelda game is actually Zelda: The Legend of Zelda: Link's Awakening on the original Game Boy, like that pea green screen Game Boy. I absolutely loved it. I remember getting the flu. Didn't love that part. But I remember being sick in bed and playing that game for hours and hours. And I heard a little rumor that that might actually get a 3D remake for the Nintendo 3DS. And I'd be on that like white on rice. And I rarely buy games for my 3DS anymore. Now that I have a Switch, like my main Nintendo focus is going to be on that, and I think Nintendo's focus is eventually going to be on that. So this is Mario Kart 8. This is the sequel to guess Mario Kart 7. I know, right? So Mario Kart 7 was actually a Nintendo 3DS game. So although it looked nice and it was pretty full featured, from what I played of, I guess it was Mario Kart Wii. Like, I think 7, they actually started to number them. That's the first one I actually remember being numbered. Usually they would, like, name them after, like, the systems. Like, I think Mario Kart DS, Mario Kart Wii, and then before that, I think you had Double Dash, Mario Kart 64, so after Nintendo 64, and then Super Mario Kart. I think that's all of them, except the Game Boy Advance ones. That might have been called Mario Kart Advance. I don't know for sure. I got it as part of the ambassador program. When I had the Nintendo 3DS, I was an early adopter because I was just so obsessed with 3D without 3D glasses. It just blew my mind, and it was an impulsive buy. And I love the 3DS, but I wish I would have waited and saved the money so I didn't feel obligated to get a Nintendo 3DS later on, because the battery power on the original 3DS was kind of shit, and it was really tiny, so it kind of hurt my adult hands. But maybe if you have tiny, like Deadpool when he's healing type of hands, or baby hands like Robin on Teen Titans Go, or probably none of you will get that reference. I don't even know why I get the reference, but it, you know, I have insomnia and I end up catching the last half of cartoons before I fall asleep. But yeah, that system was hard. Although the Nintendo Switch doesn't have the greatest battery life either. Hopefully that's something they'll rectify in the future. But I think, like, if you're on like a train or a small commute to somewhere, like not like a cross-country vacation drive, it's pretty decent as far as battery power goes. Actually, when I played this, I picked up from where I had it saved right before I went into surgery. I'm not bringing up surgery for pity reasons. I know sometimes people bring up their issues, their problems, their shortcomings, and everything like that. So people will be like, "Oh, I hope you're all right," blah blah blah. But no, I was just saying that I brought it to the hospital. I was thoroughly enjoyed to be able to play console caliber games on the go. And it's funny because the PSP and the PlayStation Vita, for the times that they came out, were like console experiences. So I guess What is the success of the Switch? I guess what this success is. I was about to come out with a conclusion and then ask another question. Man, I'm good at making videos, but if I were to have to guess what worked with this that didn't work with those, first it's Nintendo. Nintendo's known for handhelds. As weak as this is, as far as power goes and stuff like that, I feel like Nintendo, their first party games, like have this art style down pat that just looks good no matter like what hardware you put it on. Like even Mario Kart DS was surprising and looked really good, but that's part of it. I think the larger screen actually helps a lot, and I think that's something also that could be said about tablet gaming. I think a lot of people game on tablets and they'll get like phone apps and play them on tablets, because playing on your phone, unless you're playing like Candy Crush Saga or something like that, I think it's like really hard. But I could see you playing a tablet and it being fun. I think the bigger screen helps. The Vita had a slightly bigger screen. The memory cards on the Vita, I think, is what hurt it the most. Like, even when I'm getting Vita games or downloading the Vita stuff, I'm always, like, keeping the memory cards in mind, and they're so expensive. For Nintendo Switch, you can get a fairly decent size memory card for around $50. You get, like, maybe, like, 130 gigs or whatever. I can't remember what mine is. I think it's around there, but maybe 128. Anyway, but most of the games are really small and reasonable. Although I don't like the Switch games that you get like physical media, but then you have to download part of the game off of the internet, and then I'm like, what's the point? It's almost like buying Overwatch, like a physical copy, or Destiny, which I did, but maybe sometimes you like to collect the artwork. I don't know. I guess it saves on some space, but you would think they'd be able to fit some of these games on the cartridge, but I'm not an engineer, so I don't know. But I think what works with this is the larger screen, it being a Nintendo console, the storage is affordable, and I think one of the most important things is out of the box, you can play it on the television and you don't have to buy some peripheral separately. Ironically though, I heard in Japan they're releasing the Nintendo Switch without the TV dock. But maybe they embrace stuff like that more, but I think that's why this is being successful. And the Wii U kind of had the portability down, but you had to kind of be tethered to your TV screen, so being able to switch between being on the go and or even like playing in bed or whatever, like without being like in front of a TV screen, and then when you want to play in front of a TV screen you can do that too. I think that's like what's making this the most successful, and the graphics are really nice. For those of you who have missed out on the Wii U like me, you're getting a lot of re-releases which are nice, and you're never gonna get a game that feels like a Nintendo game or even remotely close. Like, I've played a lot of platformers in my life and everything like that, but there's just something uniquely Nintendo, whether it's Mario Kart, or played a lot of kart racers, it just feels like that. It feels like a Nintendo game, and there's nothing that can compare. I probably made no sense there. But anyway, I just feel like the Nintendo experience can't be emulated, and that might just be a nostalgic thing, looking through it through rose-colored glasses type of deal, but I don't know. I'm really happy with the Nintendo Switch. More happier than I thought I'd be, and I thought I'd be pretty happy. But every time I pop in these first party games, which is pretty much what I'm going to get in exclusives, maybe a handful of games I might want to play in portable. Doom seems kind of cool. Like, if you played on the screen, I've seen it blown up on like YouTube on my television screen. It doesn't look so hot, and I have Doom on the PlayStation 4, so pretty much covered. But I would like to play a good first-person shooter game on the Nintendo Switch. But yeah, I think that's what it is. And there's all these controllers and stuff like that that you can get for it that can adapt to the TV and stuff like that. I don't know personally a lot of people that I could call up and have a rooftop party and we can all play Mario Kart, but it is kind of cool that you can split the controllers in half. This is one of the games that supports it. The Joy-Cons, let me be more specific, the Joy-Cons, and hold them horizontally, and they're like little controllers, although I think they're very uncomfortable. I hope in the future Nintendo releases different types of Joy-Cons for people that might not be interested in the multiplayer portion. Like, I would love it if they released a 6-button Joy-Con for one side and a D-pad on the other for all these fantastic Street Fighter games that are coming out with it. And they're also, I think they just got, along with the PlayStation BlazBlue Cross Tag Team Battle to the Extreme Third Cross 10 Pi versus Capcom. I don't know what it's called offhand. I have it on the PlayStation 4. It's a pretty fun game. And then they're getting SNK heroines in the future, which is basically the girls from King of Fighters, which I really like King of Fighters. So I know a lot of you people that don't like to play as girls are probably cringing when I say that, but I don't really care. Like, I'm gonna play what I want to play no matter what. Right now it's E3 time. That's pretty exciting. I didn't cover it that much in this video. First of all, this video is probably going to be lost in 500 videos covering E3, but that's okay. You can come back to this video and watch it at your convenience. But yeah, so far I've seen the Electronic Arts Conference, which, you know, people are griping on it, but I'm really interested. Well, Battlefield 5's like an obvious sale for me despite its controversy. And so far what I've seen, as far as the unrealistic historical accuracy, although none of it's really realistic because you can't hide behind a corner and heal, or even if you had health packs, they're not gonna heal all your wounds in like 20 seconds or whatever. Like, that shit doesn't work that way. But it looks like the all the stuff that people are mostly getting angry about is multiplayer only, and Call of Duty did the same thing. So I feel like if you didn't make a big deal about Call of Duty having all the features with customization and playing as females and stuff like that, you should have no problem with Battlefield 5. But that Sea of Solitude looks cool. It's like really creative. That lady was super passionate about it. I really like artistically creative games, and it seems to deal with mental illness and stuff like that. That looked really cool. Anthem looks like it could be cool. It looks like a third-person Destiny with jetpacks in it, but I kind of like Destiny. I would really like to get into Destiny. I have Destiny 2, and I got into it for a little while, and then I stopped playing it, and I don't know why I stopped. I don't know, but then but I'd like to get into it, and now they're releasing more expansion packs, so I'm going to be behind if I ever get back into it. I really want to start hitting that back catalog pretty hard, but all these fantastic new games are coming out. It's really tough. And I hate being like OCD, because like I'll be like, oh, I'll wait in the back of my mind. Like with OCD, you can think about other stuff, but in the back of your mind, it's like always playing. It's like being in a movie theater. You know, you're not trying to pay attention to the movie, but that movie is playing in the background, and it's like Dolby surround sound, you know, the weird one when you're in a movie theater and it's like all around you. I hope that sounded really creepy when you listen to it. But yeah, so you never can escape your thoughts 100%. It's always like a work in progress. So like if you're really excited about something or something really piques your interest, it's really cool. I saw the Bethesda conference. That was really cool. I can't wait to see more about Doom Eternal, which is like the Doom remake sequel. Wolfenstein, the the Youngblood. That seems cool, but I hope it's a spin-off and not a sequel, because that's a pretty large gap that takes place in the 80s, where this is in the 70s. Like, I can't remember at the end of the game even if twins were like born yet, but I heard like Wolfenstein the New Order is only going to be like a 3-game trilogy, and I hope that's not the 3rd game in the trilogy. I really hope that like this is its own franchise. Overall, it's exciting. I mean, any Wolfenstein action would be amazing, but I hope they properly finish the series that they started. But that looks really cool. Rage 2, I'm stoked about. I never thought I'd see a sequel for Rage, so I'm really excited about that. I was really worried about Avalanche Studios making it, because I don't think they've ever made a first-person shooter before. But Max Payne was a pretty fun game. I think some people blow it out of proportion about how awesome it was, but I think it was a great game in its own right. I wish they could recreate some of the huge convoys that they had in the movies, where like Max could climb on individual vehicles and stuff like that, but I'm not sure it sold that well. I think it came out around the same time Metal Gear Solid 5 came out, so it didn't have a hope. And then it came out somewhat broken, although I personally didn't come across problems until later on in the game, when I was getting towards the end. When I did a majority of the side quests, it felt like the game was breaking apart, but that was after it was already patched up. I actually didn't run into any problems. Not to say that they weren't there until like the end, but I know I'm not talking about Mario Kart. If you're used to my channel, you're used to me not talking about things as they're happening on screen, but it's nice eye candy. But I mean, what can I say about Mario Kart? It looks really good. This has a shit ton of tracks. This is the best version of Mario Kart you can get. It controls well, it's on point. There's vehicle customization. You have a ton of characters, although I feel like they lost a lot of opportunities to have more famous characters out of the Nintendo catalog, instead of having metallic and gold versions of Mario and Princess Peach. But that's my personal opinion. But I think this is a fantastic game, and I think if you own a Nintendo Switch, this would be a game that might be worth considering. I don't want to tell you what to do, I'm not your dad. But anyway, yeah, so that looked cool. Fallout 76 looked awesome. I know it's online. It has single player options, but I have a feeling it'll require online connection. That's really cool. And then the Microsoft Xbox conference, that I thought it was going to be a shit show, but it actually blew me out of water. It actually made me rethinking about getting an Xbox One, especially since they acquired Ninja Theory, which made the amazing fucking Hellblade. I hope they don't pull it what they did with Rare and change it all around. But anyway, this is a cool game. I hope you're all doing well. Sorry to cut it off abruptly. I'm all over the place and I forget what I want to do. But this is a great game for the Nintendo Switch, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Thank you so much. Take care, and I hope you're all doing well. Bye.
If you want to, like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for watching.